Hi everyone. It's been said that this person's job is like herding cats. Yes, I'm talking about the stage manager, a pivotal person in any production. Here on my book reviews. So the Stage Management Handbook is a book that I've used for teaching intro to stage management. I've used it in both high school and university settings. It's a well laid out book. It covers the wide gamut of things that a stage manager might run into, especially those newer in the business. There are more advanced stage management books, I'll tell you, but this one is really great as an introduction to the craft. So, looking at the book, we've got a lot of subjects here: pre-production, research, planning, rehearsals, managing rehearsals, preparing for the technical rehearsals and such, paper tech, dry tech, a lot of terms that we may have dealt with before. Here we've got performance, pre-performance, the performance, human behavior in organizations and such, bibliography, a nice appendix, and so on. So we've got a few sections in here that includes a lot of language from the equity stage manager's contract and what their duties are. There's a great quote here that he's got that he's interviewing somebody, and an answer from the interviewee was, "Sure, totally responsible for totally everything." And that about sums it up. We've got information about the production environment, theater organization, artistic staff, the director. It covers a lot of what people are doing. I mean, it includes here, we've got the choreographer, writers, designers, production manager, TD, production crews, the cast, administration. It's a real well-rounded approach to discussing everything that the stage manager, the directors, the other people involved, the actors are going to come in contact with when dealing with theater. We've got an area for planning and organization. We've got several examples of scripts, some information about some of the research that might be needed to go into understanding the show once you get the script. We've got more language from the equity contract. We've got information about production meetings, rehearsal space. A lot of terms are covered in this. It's a great teaching tool for teaching more than just stage management. For the stage manager, we've got a lot of information having to do with what they might have in their toolkit or in their stage manager kit. We've got examples of laying out a script and having a ground plan on the other side. Now I'm right-handed and I like to put my notes on this side. So instead of crossing over on this side, I copy the script to the back of the pages, and I have wherever I'm going to draw things or write things down on the right side on the back of the sheets. How to lay out your prompt book. Okay, schedules. There's a whole bunch of examples on schedules, on informational sheets, ground plans and scale rulers, understanding that stuff, because the stage manager really needs to be an all-knowing person, because they really are managing the production once the production is up and running. Obviously, we're in a collaborative art and everyone's working together, and many people have their own departments that they're working in, but as a stage manager, we've got our hands in almost everything that's happening. There's information about the audition process. It's very well laid out, how to deal with putting out things for the auditions, information about rehearsal rules, more information about laying out your set and where things are. Technically, how to take blocking notes. We've got some blocking note examples in here. We've got some terrific blocking note examples in here. This is quite the mess, but when an actor needs to be moving around in a particular location and which way they go, it's the stage manager's job to keep track of all this, saying, well, you moved in front of the couch or behind the couch and so on. A lot of codes here, a lot of practices that if you adopt them, your lives will be, easier when you're doing this stuff. We've got preparing for technical rehearsals and dress rehearsals, conversation about paper tech, dress parade, a master cue sheet, how to lay in your cues in your script. I like that little detail of the double line of when the actual cue is called. Technical rehearsals, safe and sanitary places for employment, particularly important nowadays. More rules and procedures. Part 3 is performance. Pre-performance, there's a checklist, what you need to be dealing with. an example of a lighting designer's magic sheet. Like I said, stage manager needs to be well-rounded. Now, it's not the job of the stage manager necessarily to also be the lighting technician, certainly not also the lighting designer, but they need to have an understanding about how all the departments work so they can spot when there might be issues and be able to offer, helpful suggestions or be able to manage the rest of the company while problems are being fixed by other departments. We've got performance reports, another example of different ways of laying out cues over here and how they're called and where they're happening. Okay. This is a terrific section on human behavior. You need to understand how people behave and have an understanding so that you can have empathy for people's situations, because you're a manager of people at the end of the day. You're managing the stage and everything that's going on with it. So this is a terrific section, almost, slightly psychological in some ways. Organizational structure. It shows some displays about how some organizations are laid out and who technically, answers to whom. And then the end, we have the appendices, has a terrific collection of worksheets, which before the advent of Excel became very valuable. You could Xerox these and use them for what you needed. As a bonus, I have another book that I've used, again, before Excel became so prevalent. And we have lots and lots of different pre-made forms that you can print out or Xerox and use for your production. Like I said before, Excel, nowadays you can put these together in Excel pretty easily, but having this whole bunch of books was awfully handy. Sorry, this whole bunch of forms was awfully handy to be able to use in a show. So that's a brief look at the Stage Management Handbook. Like I said, there are other handbooks out there, other stage manager books that are more in depth for certain areas. There's the Stern book is a terrific book. There are several, and we'll cover some more in the future. If you want to buy this book, we appreciate the help. If you can buy it through the link that's below, it helps us out a little bit. Please subscribe and like our page. Throw a comment in there if you want to hear about a different book that I haven't talked about yet. And we'll see you around. Have a great day. Bye-bye.